dozen are in the milling mob, trying to prevent trucks from delivering needed food to the city. Outnumbering the police 10 to 1, they attack in gangs, the actual beginning of hand-to-hand fighting, in which one deputy was beaten to death and scores were injured.
In this time of the nation's difficulties, we appeal to the common sense of the people for support of the orderly processes of the National Recovery Act as against industrial warfare.
It's a terrible thing to see, the kind of trouble that makes neighbors bitter enemies. Surely there must be some other and better way of settling these disputes. Now listen to the sheriff.
I'm sorry that this thing happened. I done all in my power to stop it. I coaxed and pleaded with the men to get off the picket line. They refused to do it and called me all kinds of names, and I had to take action because the law must be enforced.
The most disgraceful scenes of disorder New York has witnessed in many years. The rioters, feeling they had nothing to fear from the police, attacked cab drivers, smashed cabs, and dragged passengers from them. Here they are hitting one of the drivers without being arrested, destroying private property on the streets of the world's largest city while the police stood by.
The industrial dispute has now reached an extremely serious position. When morning broke, combat still continued against 500 men of the National Guard who were vainly attempting to quell the riot. Police and guardsmen found it necessary to use tear and nausea gas bombs, the fumes choking and blinding friend and foe alike, and even penetrating into the adjoining houses. Casualties were numerous. The authorities were eventually compelled to use firearms. 3 deaths are already reported. The Moshasuk Cemetery and the Central Falls saw some of the fiercest fighting. Both strikers and police took advantage of the gravestones as a protection from the missiles. And neither side could claim an advantage, and it's feared that greater loss of life will ensue.
And I have said to our people, hit back! And I'm saying to you in Rhode Island, if you're hit, there is but one nose. Hit back! Hit as hard as you can!
The American people will never tolerate a dictatorship in the name of any cause or any class. In Europe, they led to the dictatorships of Mussolini and Hitler, under which the laboring people had no rights. In Red Russia, strikes are outlawed under the penalty of death.
We are asking for a general strike. to keep organized labor on the Pacific Coast. We're not only asking for it, but we're going to get it.
The California National Guard has been ordered into active service by our governor for the purpose of maintaining law and order in San Francisco and protecting life and property. This we propose to do at any cost.
Strikers, in many instances led by professional organizers, agitators, and radicals, often mistake their organized power for right. Those charged with the enforcement of law and the protection of property also may blunder, but the merits of no case can justify violence. Scenes like these have more than local significance. They represent a menace to our entire recovery program. Riots are but 1 degree removed from civil war and must be regarded as such, surely the last resort in settling differences between fellow Americans. The price of strike violence is bloodshed and universal suffering, making neighbors bitter enemies.
Strike or no strike, my family comes first.
I'm a textile worker, and I'm not making much money, but at least I got a job, and that's better than nothing.
I earn $3.50 a week, trying to support a family of 4 on this wage.
I've been a textile mill worker for 20 years. Today, I am doing more work and getting less pay than I ever did before.
Detroit is yet another of the American cities to suffer from the present strike situation, and this particular demonstration attracts 60,000 people. But this number is a mere handful compared to the 138 millions who are affected by the spreading challenge to law and order.